I'm Danielle Duran, co-founder and head of data science at Quotient. I'm excited to show you my pitch today. At Quotient, we're tackling the existential crisis presented to humanity by climate change through developing impact intelligence. Nearly 50 billion tons of CO2 equivalent emissions are dumped into the atmosphere each year around the world. 73% of all emissions come from the energy sector, including electricity generation. We focus on emissions from oil and natural gas production because the bulk of natural gas is methane, or CH4. It's imperative to focus on methane emissions because this gas warms the atmosphere 86 times more than CO2 over a 20-year period. Focusing on methane allows us to drastically reduce greenhouse gas emissions, thereby meeting the need to cut emissions by at least 50% and also increase efficiency on natural gas production, which allows us to leverage this as a bridge fuel. Carbon emissions are expensive and represent financial liabilities in energy production. The environmental impacts of energy production vary widely. Companies with cleaner production, and therefore fewer emissions, have an opportunity to prosper in the future, whereas dirty producers will be saddled with a carbon debt that outweighs their assets. The cost per ton of CO2e emissions will likely increase by 600% by 2050. Big players in the energy sector are already stepping in and committing to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. BP aims to be net zero by 2050, as well as many utilities and major corporations. Companies which commit to decarbonization decrease their financial liability due to greenhouse gas emissions over time. For example, under this scenario, if BP is successful, they reduce their annual carbon liability by $495 million, or 100% over 30 years. If ExxonMobil does nothing, their liability increases 600%. to $8.8 billion. Our platform provides key data products, enabling producers and consumers to move nimbly in the energy transition space. Methane emissions are tracked and reduced, resulting in cleaner gas burned during power generation. We also provide continuous feedback rather than only point-in-time ESG reporting. We read in continuous data streams provided directly from producers and marry those with attribute data using state-of-the-art statistical methods, resulting in differentiated commodities. A new digital data product is created, which the market is then able to reward based on ESG performance. Impact intelligence refers to new digital products created from production data streams, including differentiated commodities, ESG financial instruments, and others, proving performance around decarbonization. Our platform as a service is one of our main revenue models. This pilot project, Wellhead to Wall Socket, represents replacing the entire supply for a publicly traded utility with low-impact natural gas supplied by a top international oil and gas producer. The utility has agreed to purchase 44,000 MMBtu daily in perpetuity. This is a huge advance in differentiated commodities. Deals like this will only become more common, and the market is massive. Big Four accounting firms just issued a report estimating the total assets under management in commodities and ESG to now be worth $32 trillion. We execute on this vision with our core team. We're veterans in the energy transition space. We have a short-term vision of making production impacts visible and a mid and long-term goal of creating solutions to humanity's most pressing social and environmental problems. Jason, our CEO and co-founder, invented the differentiated commodities market. I bring novel analytics techniques to ESG. Travis molds our vision for inclusive data models. And Libby guides us in all things ESG fintech. Our special sauce includes our key partnerships, accurate data products, and our expertise. We're partnering with the foremost environmental groups defining ESG standards and more. Our state-of-the-art data science techniques result in the most accurate data products. For example, emissions reporting at plus or minus 2% rather than 500%. Our team enables us to achieve success. We bring a blend of data science, engineering, computer science, physics, and oil and gas domain knowledge to execute quickly on our vision. A VC for one of the top 10 energy producers called us one of two players in the hottest space in the energy transition. Our competition lacks many of our advantages and is focused on solely becoming an exchange. We're asking for partners to help make the commodity valuation revolution a success. We need evangelists, introductions, and connections to stakeholders in the ESG and energy space. Thank you.
We are Quotient, and we believe in
impact science
and New Mexico.